So in high school, I got this weird nickname that started freshman year and followed me all through high school. And the nickname was called Bosco Sticks. Because a group of girls I was hanging around with they used to see the way I would dress. Because back then, when my mom was dressing me, she'd buy me like brand name clothes and stuff. And I used to hate that because then people think I was rich. And be always trying to ask me for money or ask me if I could buy them lunch. And at the time, me not knowing anyone being an outcast, I wasn't really going to say no because at the time I didn't really like being alone. I wanted some friends and were pretty much desperate to hang out with anybody. So this one day, at lunch, I bought like 3 trays. Well, it wasn't 3 trays, it was like 3 things of Bosco sticks. They came in like 3s and had fries with it. So altogether I had like 9 Bosco sticks on my tray. And people just looking at me like all weird because they look at me and they'd be like seeing a 150-pound girl buying all this food. They were ignorant and thought I was going to eat it all by myself. Like I was some fat girl that's going to eat all this food by myself. And so the next day, after that day, next day this kid randomly yells out, he's like, "Bosco!" And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, who the fuck is he talking to? And I see he's looking at my direction. And there was no one behind me, so then I realized he was talking to me. And then after a few people kept doing that, I'd be like, I'd try to tell them, that is not my name, this is my name. And after a while, people just didn't listen. So I'm just like, F this. If that's my nickname, I'm gonna deal with it. I don't even care. Because throughout your life, when you're a kid, everybody's got a weird nickname that they don't like. But I know if I went to my high school reunion, they'd still be calling me that name. I would bet money on it, they would. Like when I was a teenager, I was very sheltered. I didn't really get to go out that much. Like if I did, I didn't start going out until I was probably a junior or senior in high school. And if I went out, I would be sneaking out the house at like 11 o'clock at night, and then we'll come home at 3 in the morning. At the time, I used to just wait for my mom to fall asleep. I would just sneak out of the house. Like just because my bedroom was right by the back door. And what I do is I just I'll take my shoes and carry my shoes and just be tiptoeing my butt out of my room. Like I would close my bedroom, lock it, and I had a key for my bedroom door. So I would just lock my bedroom door like as if I was still in the room, sleep, so no one would know I ever left. And I have my own house key, so it was so easy to sneak out. And at the time, I knew what time my dad got home. And when I knew what time he got home, I'd make sure I get home 15 minutes before he got home. Because his usual time, he worked 12-hour shifts in a factory job. Like he would work 4 in the afternoon to 4 in the morning. So as long as I was home before 4 in the morning, I pretty much wouldn't have gotten in trouble. Because at the time when I was a kid, it was like the adrenaline rush. Like, you're getting away with murder and you know you're not going to get caught. Like, to me, that was like a rush that I would get high off of. Because I'd be thinking, it'd be like a mission for me. To just sneak out the house, sneak through the neighbor's yard, and jump in my friends' cars. Whenever I wanted to go like out partying when I was a teenager, cause I'd come home drunk and be trying not to stumble in the house. It didn't matter how drunk I was. I always still continued to tiptoe in the house, so that way I wouldn't wake no one up. And I have to answer any questions, because for drunk as I was, coming home that day, I did not want to answer no questions to my mother if she saw me, because she would know just by looking at me. She's either drunk or high. Y'all made these kale chips so spicy it made me cough. I didn't get to show you guys to the camera what they look like. Let me show you. They may look weird to you, the kale chips, but they actually taste delicious. So you guys, one thing I can say, they say that high school is your best years. I never believed it until now. Because when you're in high school, you can get away with like horse playing and joking around. But then it's like, and there are a lot of pretty girls in high school. But then when you get out in the real world, it's like you gotta be careful what you say to people. Otherwise, they take it as harassment or sexual harassment. You can't talk to women the way you talk to them girls in high school, I'll tell you. Like every year I get older, and sometimes I wish I could go back. Like if I could go back to any time, I wish I could have like a do-over, and I wish I could go back to high school with the mind state I have now, and tell myself, like if I took the future me and just tell myself back then. Like if I had a time machine and went back in time, the future Amber could tell the past Amber that stop caring what people think and just be yourself. Because once you do that, you're gonna be a lot happier and you're not gonna be as like self-conscious and uncomfortable. Because it's taken me a while in my life, until I could finally just relax and be myself, because I've always been self-conscious and worried about what other people think. Because when I was in high school, I kind of had a bad reputation. I was like the outcast, just because I was in special ed. And it's like if you were in special ed, people just made fun of you. You were the joke of the school. I hated that. Like, there were days I didn't want to get out of bed and go to school. Like, I used to play hooky a lot. Like, I think the number of days you could miss in high school was like 9. I missed all those days, not all at once, but just kind of spread it out. Like, if I didn't feel like coming to school on a Monday or a Friday, I would purposely ditch school and play sick. Just because I did not want to deal with them girls that were constantly making fun of me. And I didn't want to tell my mom, because she was that type of person where I couldn't really talk to her and expect her to listen. She was more like the type where if I talked to her, she wanted to fix the problem. So that's why I didn't tell her anything. I just bottled up my feelings. And if I had a bad day at school, I'd come home and take it out on her and my brother and just lash out at the dumbest things. So you guys, I'm full and I had a lot of fun eating and talking with you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell button so you can be notified every time I drop a video from my channel, Unpredictable Me. Peace out, y'all. Love you guys.